complex permanent tissues. This is another type of tissues which are present in plant body. And I have already mentioned that the complex permanent tissue consists of more than one type of cells. Okay, so let us mention here, they contain more than one type of cells. Okay, in case of meristematic tissues, we have seen that there is only one type of cell. Okay, and in case of simple tissues, we have the same thing, they have only one type of cell. But in case of complex permanent tissues, which is different from simple permanent tissue in the sense that they contain more than one type of cell. You will see that one type of complex permanent tissue will contain more than one type of cells. The cells will be different. Okay. Second thing is that complex permanent tissue is related with the conduction of water, minerals and organic substance. So we can write, they conduct water, minerals and organic substances. It means the prepared food. Plants can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, and this process takes place in green leaf. So after the preparation of food by the process of photosynthesis, or we can say after the formation of starch, that starch is distributed from green parts to all the parts of plant body, and that is carried out by complex permanent tissue. So I have mentioned here organic substances. We can write here starch. Okay. They conduct water, minerals and organic substances. So they are also called conducting tissues. Conducting tissues or vascular tissues. These are another names of complex permanent tissues. Complex permanent tissues can be named as conducting tissues or vascular tissues. Now in plant body there are two types of complex permanent tissues. I can write up to here. First one is xylem, or this is also called wood, and second one is phloem, which is also called bast. Okay. Now before entering into detail, let us see the cross section of stem, so that you can identify where xylem is present and where phloem is present. You must have seen the cross section of wood. In that cross section you will have pith at the center. This is made of soft tissue. This is pith. P-I-T-H. Okay. Surrounding the pith, the part of stem is wood, and this is hard part of the stem. This consists of mainly dead cells, and therefore this part is quite hard. This is called xylem. Okay. After xylem, you have vascular cambium. I have already told you about vascular cambium. This is meristematic tissue which helps in the increase in the diameter of the stem, or we can say width of the stem. Okay. And after this layer, there is phloem. This is phloem. Let it make it quite wider so that you can easily understand. So this part is phloem. Okay. So let us mention here, this is vascular cambium and this is phloem. After phloem, again we have another meristematic tissue layer which is called cork cambium. This is again responsible for the secondary growth. I have told you about the secondary growth, the growth which is responsible for the increase in diameter of the stem in case of dicot plants. Okay, so this layer is cork cambium. I will mention it here. It is I have mentioned it here already, vascular cambium. So let us write about it. This layer is cork cambium, and you know very well what is cork or phloem. It is a layer of peripheral cells which are dead. So this is your bark, the outermost covering of the old stem. You will see that it is quite brown in color or black almost, and it is made up of dead cells, which is mainly protective layer for the wood. So this layer is bark. Okay, this is the cross section view of xylem and phloem in the plant stem. Okay, in the same way you will get structure in the root also, but there will be slight difference. But the common thing is that you will see that xylem and phloems are also present in roots of the dicot plant. Okay, so this is just a generalized view so that you can understand the concept regarding the position of complex permanent tissues. Now let us know some details about xylem and phloem. What are their constituent and what are their characteristics? Okay, so first tissue is xylem. Xylem consists of 4 types of cells. What are they? Number 1 is tracheids. Number 2, vessels. Number 3, xylem parenchyma. And number 4, xylem fibers. These are 4 types of cells which are present in xylem. So this is clear now that they consist of more than 1 type of cells. In case of xylem, you can easily see that there are 4 types of cells: tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Out of these 4 cells, the only living cell is xylem parenchyma. This is the only living xylem element. Xylem consists of 4 types of cell, out of which only xylem parenchyma is living and rest 3 are dead cells. Okay, so this is very important. Usually it is asked in exam which of the xylem cells is living. So you must know that it is xylem parenchyma. Okay. So I will keep them in box with another color so that you can easily remember it. Okay. Now tracheids. First one is tracheids. Let us see the shape of tracheids. They are elongated cells which are angular and the adjacent walls of these cells have narrow pits. Okay. Like this. So they are elongated narrow dead cells, and the adjacent walls of these cells are connected together by very small pores which are called pits. Here I have shown it. They are actually small pores, or we can say connections between the adjacent cells. As you know very well that xylem is related with the conduction of water from soil to the aerial parts of the plant. So the cells must be tube-like in structure so that water may be carried from the soil to the aerial parts of the plant. So there are small pores which are called pits. These are small openings which are called pits. Okay. So about tracheids, you just have to write they are elongated, narrow, dead cells which are connected together by small pores called pits. Okay, and you must remember that they are dead cells. Vessels, they are multicellular tube-like structures, much elongated as compared to tracheids. If you compare vessels with tracheids, you will find that vessels are much more elongated, multicellular tube-like structure. So let me write here, much more elongated multicellular tube-like structures formed of dead cells. Again they are dead cells. Okay, let me draw it. Again you can draw the same structure with small pits in between them. So the structure is almost similar, but they are much more elongated and somewhat more wider as compared to tracheids. One more difference is that they are angular. The endings are angular, but in case of vessels you will not find that they are angular. It means they are almost straight. Okay. So this is the structure of vessel. Okay. Now xylem parenchyma, the only living cell of xylem. So let me write it first. The only living cell of xylem. You must remember it. Okay. They are small, thick-walled parenchymatous cells. As you know very well, parenchyma cells are mainly related to the filling of space in plant structure. Okay, they are space fillers. So again this xylem parenchyma is related with the filling of space in the xylem. Okay, the whole structure of xylem is made up of 4 types of cells: tracheid, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. So this xylem parenchyma is living, small, thick-walled parenchymatous cells which is mainly related with the space filling in the xylem elements. Okay. And last one is xylem fibers. So they are long, elongated, sclerenchymatous fibers. You know very well, sclerenchyma cells are dead cells and they are mainly related with the mechanical support of the plant body. So xylem fibers are like this. They are elongated fibers which are mainly responsible for the mechanical support. If we talk about mechanical support, tracheids, vessels and xylem fibers, these three types of cells are responsible for mechanical support because they are dead cells. Okay. And xylem parenchyma, this one is living, so it will not contribute to the mechanical support of the plant body. Okay. So let me write the functions of xylem. Number 1, conduction of water and minerals from soil to the aerial part. And second function is mechanical support to the plant body, and mechanical support is provided by tracheids, vessels and xylem fibers. It means xylem parenchyma is not related to the mechanical support of the plant body. Okay. In case of animals, especially higher organisms like us, you will find that there is skeleton system, bones. But in case of plant, you will not see that there are bones. You will not find any bones in the structure of plant body. So how do they bear such stress? The only thing is that they contain dead cells which provide mechanical support to the plant body. Okay. So this is all about xylem. The next complex permanent tissue is phloem. So let us see about phloem. I can write here. Okay. It is not in detail. So phloem are of 4 types. Number 1, phloem consists of 4 types of cell actually. Sieve tube. Second one is companion cells. Next is phloem parenchyma. And last one is phloem fibers. I think you are able to view this. So phloem also consists of 4 types of cells: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. So let me draw here the structure of sieve tubes. The name is very unique. Let us know the reason of this name. Now sieve means perforated structure. You must have seen a sieve used to distribute tea, है ना. चाय जब छाना जाता है तो जो छन्नी होता है उसी को हम लोग कहते हैं सीव, ठीक है ना. तो ये जो सीव ट्यूब्स होते हैं, इनके जो इंड्स होते हैं उसमें ऐसे छोटे छोटे पोर्स होते हैं सीव की तरह. इसको सीव प्लेट कहते हैं, सीव प्लेट, ठीक है ना. इसी वजह से ये सेल्स का नाम पड़ा है सीव ट्यूब्स. अब इसमें अगर हम लोग बात करें तो दे आर elongated, slender, thin-walled, the adjacent walls have sieve plate, due to which the name is sieve tubes. They are tubular structures which are elongated, slender, thin-walled, and the adjacent walls have sieve plate. Nucleus is absent. In these cells, nucleus is absent. They are living cells, but nucleus is absent. On maturity, after these cells become mature, nucleus degenerates, but cytoplasm persists. Nucleus degenerates, but cytoplasm persists. There is no nucleus, but cytoplasm is present. And companion cells. These are cells which are placed in the lateral side of the sieve tubes. So they are present in lateral side of sieve tubes, and they control the activity of sieve tubes. Now you can see here, these are companion cells. Companion cells. These both cells are living. That is, sieve tubes contain cells which are living. Companion cells are also living. But sieve tube has cells which do not have nucleus. They only contain cytoplasm. They don't have nucleus. In case of companion cells, they contain nucleus as well as cytoplasm. So both these cells function as a single unit, because you know very well that nucleus controls the activity of cell. So if this cell is living, there must be a nucleus which is controlling the activity of this cell. So that work is done by the nucleus of companion cell. So we say that companion cell and the cells present in sieve tubes work together as a single unit. The nucleus of companion cell controls the activity of sieve tubes. Okay. So this is all about sieve tubes and companion cells. The next is phloem parenchyma. Now again this is parenchyma. So the function will be to fill the space. Okay. So let us know about phloem parenchyma. There is slight difference between xylem parenchyma and phloem parenchyma. In case of xylem parenchyma, you see that they are thick walled. But here in phloem parenchyma, they are thin walled. They are thin walled parenchymatous cells, which are related to storage. Actually they store prepared food, or we can say starch. Once the starch is manufactured in the green leaves, some of them are distributed to the plant body, and the extra starch which is present is stored in phloem parenchyma. So one function of phloem is also the storage of starch. And phloem fibers, they are again meant for the mechanical support of the plant body. So they are long elongated fibers which are mainly responsible for the mechanical support, but however they do not contribute much to the mechanical support. The main function of mechanical support is carried out by xylem. It contributes but not enough. They contribute to the mechanical support but not to the whole plant body. They may support for particular structure but they cannot support the whole plant body. Okay, so in case of phloem, you will see that all the 4 cells are living. Sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers, these all are living. Sometimes in examination you are asked that give some differences between xylem and phloem. The first difference is that xylem has only one living cell, that is xylem parenchyma, all others are dead. In case of phloem, all the cells are living. Second, xylem has function to conduct water and minerals from soil to the aerial parts of the plant body. The function of phloem is conduction of prepared food and storage. There are 2 important functions of phloem. The first function is it distributes prepared food throughout the plant body, in the aerial part and the part below the ground. And second function is storage. But xylem is not related with the storage. Xylem has no function related to storage of substance. But phloem stores starch. So these are again 2 differences. One is phloem conducts prepared food, whereas xylem conducts water and minerals. Third is that phloem stores starch in phloem parenchyma, but in xylem there is no storage. Okay, and several other differences are present in the structure of these cells. You can easily distinguish between xylem and phloem. The position is also a point of difference. Xylem is present in the central part, whereas phloem is present in the external part. But this difference is not considered because in case of the structure of root and stem, you will find some differences in the position of xylem and phloem. They are generally found scattered or in particular pattern. So this is not a point of difference because this is a general view of wood and bast. This is not a particular view. Okay, this is generalized picture of the stem of plant. Okay, in case of particular plant, you will find different patterns of distribution of xylem and phloem. So the main difference are living or dead cell, the first difference. Second difference, the function, that is xylem conducts water and minerals from soil to the aerial parts of the plant, whereas phloem distributes the prepared food. And third difference is that xylem has no function related to storage of substance, but phloem stores starch in phloem parenchyma. Okay, so these are some important differences between xylem and phloem. So this is all about complex permanent tissues present in plant body. I hope you are able to understand the fact, and the only thing is that you just write some important point and try to understand the concept with the help of figures. Then it would be very easier for you to understand the concept of biology. Okay.